Everybody to part two of our drivers' press conference here in Las Vegas. Left of screen, Fernando Alonso. In the middle, we have George Russell. And right of screen, we have Max Verstappen. A very warm welcome to you all at a cold and chilly Las Vegas. I'm going to say that again. Why don't we start with last year's winner, if we could, please? George, pole, emphatic victory here last time in 2024. Just how confident are you of doing that again this time?
Yeah, well, obviously last year was a great race for us. The car definitely performs very well in these cooler conditions, but we've also got to be realistic that success a year ago doesn't mean you're going to have success a year later. And we won in Singapore this year, and we had a terrible race last year in Singapore in 2023. So it doesn't, in 2024, sorry. So it doesn't mean it's going to be the same case this weekend. And I think, the likes of Red Bull have made big improvements on their low downforce setting as well. They won in Monza, one in Baku, so I expect them to be strong too.
Toto's even joked that maybe you should have brought last year's car to the race this year. I mean, I know he's joking, but is this year's car more of an all-rounder, and might you have dialed out some of the reasons why it was so good last year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody's objective is to make a car that's strong over the course of a 24-race season. And last year, we had a car that was exceptionally good in those cooler conditions. And I think that's why, as a team, we had more victories, but we were further away in the championship. We finished fourth in the championship last year. We're fighting for second this year. So we do have a car that is stronger across a range of circuits, but it does potentially mean we won't be as competitive at these outlier circuits.
You mentioned the Constructors' Championship. You're second, as you say, 32 points ahead of Red Bull. Just how confident are you now, with 3 to go, that you can stay P2?
It swings so quickly, to be honest. You have a good result as a team and get a 1-2 as an example, and that can swing so quickly. And we came away from Austin, Mexico on the back foot, not performing well, but then in Brazil we picked up a load of points as a team. So again, not being complacent, just taking it race by race. And of course our goal is to finish second, but we also want to win again this season. I think these next 2 races are the best chance.
Final one from me. You are 150 not out this weekend. Time flies, just as it has for Lando as well. Can you give us a highlight and a low light of these last 7 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's flying by. I mean, I've obviously got some more races to do to catch up with the guy on my right. But yeah, I think highlights, I think probably just the first race, reaching this dream for all of us. There's so many races now, the season's relentless, and it's only when you achieve these sort of small milestones that you recognize that we are living our dream. We all dreamt of being Formula One drivers when we were younger. And as I said, when you're in this competitive spiral week after week, you sometimes forget the position you're in. So moments like this give you that small time of reflection.
All right. Best of luck this weekend. Thank you, Georgia. Fernando, let's come to you. You were celebrating your 150th race back in 2010. Just for the record. But look, George was talking about the Constructors' Championship. Can I start talking about that with you? Just what's your read on where Aston is, and do you think you can catch Racing Bulls with 3 to go?
I don't know really. I think, yeah, it depends a little bit on the weekend. Lately, I think Haas is scoring a lot of points, and probably we need to focus on that as well, not only the guys that we have just in front of us, also the people behind are pushing. So yeah, it's going to be, I think, tight until Abu Dhabi, and we will do our best, and starting from this weekend.
Well, tell us about this weekend, because Vegas wasn't particularly kind to the team last year. Do you think you'll go better here this time?
Let's see. Following George's comments that last year in Singapore they were bad and this year they won. In Vegas, definitely we were struggling last year, so maybe we fight for something. But yeah, I think it's going to be tight always. Things will be stressful in qualifying, Q1, Q2, hopefully Q3, and then in the race, yeah, we have to see last year. I remember graining was an issue on the tires, so we have to try to mitigate that on the setup tomorrow on the free practice. Weather as well, rain yesterday, a little bit of more rain today than expected. So we should be open for anything.
What do you think this place will be like in the rain if it is wet?
Not fun. Not fun at all. Yeah.
It's fast, lots of white lines.
It's fast. Its visibility is going to be a challenge, I think, under the lights, and also the grip level. I think is very low already on dries. Temperature is low, so it could be fun to watch, but not to drive.
All right, thanks. Good luck this weekend. And Max, let's come to you now. Such a good race from you in Brazil last time out. If you get a similar feeling from the car here in Vegas this weekend, can you challenge for the win?
Well, I mean, looking back at Brazil, yeah, I guess so, because the race pace was pretty decent. Of course, yeah, I would have liked to start more up front, but at the same time, it was fun. I had a good time out there, racing through the pack and fighting basically until the final lap. Of course, it was for P2, but it was still, I had good fun, and I hope that we can be competitive this weekend.
Now, the championship. You are 49 points behind Lando. You're the outsider, but you're never going to give up. How are you approaching these last 3 races and the title fight?
Same as always. Doesn't really change. I mean, it's a lot of points, so I'm not really thinking about it too much. Because there's also not much that I can do. We need a lot of luck now till the end to even have an opportunity. So I personally, I don't think about that.
Irrespective of what happens in the title fight, you've had some fantastic races this year in a car that hasn't always been easy. In terms of what you've done behind the wheel, is this your best season in Formula One?
It's been good for sure. I think every season you want to try and be better, which is not always easy, but you try to be more consistent and try to really optimize everything that you can with the car. And I think most of the time we really did that. So I'm pleased with that. But yeah, I mean, it's not where I wanted it to be for most of the season, right? Otherwise, you're fighting really for the title, and we haven't really. So so I definitely enjoyed the highs and the wins that we did score. But at the same time, of course, the lows were also not fantastic. But at the same time, in the middle of the season, or I mean, even after the summer break, we were looking at a points gap of more than 100 points, and it really looked like it was only going to get bigger. And at one point, we were really overturning that by quite a bit. Potentially also a bit of luck in some places, but I think that's something that we can be proud of. To still score some good results at the end of the season.
All right. Max, thank you for that. Right, let's open this to the floor. We'll start with the broadcasters as ever. Who's going first? David, yeah.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. A bit of a British question, this one. Let's talk about the rain. Fernando says fun to watch, not fun to drive. But Max, George, there's a high likelihood of rain tomorrow, maybe Friday as well. Where is it going to be tricky out there? And are you actually looking forward to a new challenge, Vegas in the wet?
Yeah, I think every time it rains, it offers an opportunity, and I think ordinarily speaking, you're ready for that opportunity. Always, of course, for us, if we were to pinpoint one race on the calendar where we thought we could think we can fight for victory, this would be the race. So out of all of the races, I would choose for this one not to be wet, but nevertheless, I still feel good, and I think it's as Fernando said, it's going to be very cold. The tyres will be difficult to switch on. Street track, white lines, a bit bumpy in sections, so it'll catch people out, and you just got to make sure you're not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, if it rains, the tarmac is wet. So it's a bit slippery. I'm not looking forward to that, potentially. I prefer to just have a dry race. It's already hard enough, I guess, to get everything working here or understanding at least something. So, I prefer a bit more straightforward. But, I mean, if the track floods, maybe less practice. It's also not a bad thing.
All right, Rachel, yeah.
Max, this time last year, you won your championship here, and in the pen behind us, you said to Lando that your time will come, or words to that effect. He's on the brink of something now if he can hold off his teammate and you in the fight. Have you seen a different Lando this year than the one you saw last year? Are you two still close? Do you talk about it at all?
I think lately, the weekends seem to be really coming together very nicely. So yeah, in that sense, definitely a bit different. But I mean, every year you also grow and learn, you know, from past mistakes or, you know, weekends where you think you could have done a better job, and that goes for everyone. It's not only particularly Lando in this case. And what I said last year, I meant. Simple as that. I mean, there's nothing that I lied about, and it's quite clear, right, this season. So sometimes, yeah, it's just you need to be a bit patient and wait for your moment.
Okay, thanks. Yep. Thanks.
Tim Harini, TSN. Question for Max. Max, it's been an impressive run from Zandvoort to here. Do you still feel that the title is still within your reach?
I mean, with a lot of luck, till the end. But I'm not thinking about it. It's a lot of points, and I just want to have a good weekend. You know, good weekend till the end, and then after Abu Dhabi we close the book, have a bit of time off, and we go again next year.
All right, thanks. Where are we going now? Yeah, at the front.
Hello, Panos Setanis from Modena TV Greece. A question for all three. I guess a few years back, if somebody told us that we would have a race in this location, racing in the strip, doing this spectacular thing, we would think that he would be crazy. If it was up to you, what would be the next crazy location, place that you could imagine Formula One race?
George, go on.
London, I guess. I don't think anybody could imagine a street race in London, but nobody probably could imagine a street race here in Vegas. So, yeah, I'd like to see that. Fernando Alonso's go-kart track.
Yeah, my hometown, and my go-kart, making it a bit bigger. Yeah, it's unthinkable. So maybe this place was unthinkable as well.
North Pole. Yeah.
All right, next one. Yep.
Tom Slafer for DAZN Spain. Question for Fernando. Fernando, the team is in the fight with Racing Bulls and Haas for the 6th position in the Constructors' Championship. We now have 3 very different races to one another. Which ones do you think the car will perform better? In which one of the 3 weekends do you think you have the best opportunity to score more points?
Difficult to say. I think we saw this year that a couple of circuits that we had high hopes. We underperformed a little bit, and some others, we were surprisingly fast. So difficult to say which one of the 3 will be better for us, but we will try in all 3 of them.
Thank you. Where we got Mara, yeah.
Question for George. You mentioned the progress Red Bull has made on low downforce track. You didn't mention McLaren. Don't you think they are your rival here on paper, obviously?
Honestly, no, I don't think so. If I took Mercedes out of the equation and I were to try and guess who would win this weekend, I think this would be a circuit where McLaren would struggle more than usual. When you look at their performance in Canada, was the only time they won on the podium, and their performance in Baku, the only time they won on the podium. This circuit has some similar characteristics to the 2 of those tracks when you talk about the coldness, the type of tarmac, the C5 tyre, and then obviously low downforce. Baku is the same as Las Vegas, but there's always these surprises, and I think it's so close in Q3 now between so many teams. If you can do a magic lap and you can start on pole position, your whole weekend changes. So they'll be there or thereabouts, but I think Red Bull probably have a better chance.
Question to Max. Max, you were mentioning the lows this season, the difficult situations you were in. How would you say the situation has changed you?
No, not at all. Just you deal with it. You try to be better next time out as a team. that's what we did. I think we really stuck together, tried to just make the car faster, and learn from the mistakes also that we made probably on some weekends, and try to be more competitive.
Sky Sport